comments. Okay, so apparently it was never my intention to like make my channel like more political. I have talked about politics in the past. I tried to get away from it, but you know, I decided to kind of illuminate this because there are men that love to try and treat women like second-class citizens. And yes, I'm talking about men, and this is not even a feminist position, but they're men. They don't act humble pie. They don't have a kind, soft edge, and they can't admit that they come across maybe looking a little jerky. Okay, so am I supposed to look up every reference that people make on my channel? I guess I'm supposed to just let certain comments go. Okay, but there's this guy, like, I don't know, he's commented on my channel a few times. I've seen what he writes on other long ladies' channels and what he writes on mine. And it's always a conservative American guy that thinks they can get away with this. And I'm going to be honest with you. I know it's because I'm part Middle Eastern, and I know it's maybe because I'm a little bit more left-leaning that they think that they can kind of be... And this is what I'm talking about right now with these guys that think that they can kind of do their little rage baity stuff or, you know, try and make women feel less than. So I have never seen him write comments like this on other people's channels, and I guess I'm supposed to look up every comment that you write. So this guy wrote this comment like, I need more cowbell. And I guess I was supposed to know that it was a Saturday Night Live reference. He has no apology. He doesn't want to apologize for being rude, okay? And it came across as rude, and I had another friend that commented on the video, and he's like, what does that even mean? I'm not responsible for looking up every joke reference. Like, if you just want to leave a random reference, like you go to other ladies' long hair videos and you're like praising them up and down the street, maybe because they look more Anglo-Saxon Protestant than me. Oh, I look a little Middle Eastern, so you think it's okay to pull this like little game. I'm telling you. But you know what? I'm not going to take it too personally. So I just said, you know, I've got the vibe from this guy before because I know he's conservative and he's made a couple of comments in the past. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So it didn't feel right. Like just saying, oh, I need more cowbell. Like, even if this is a reference to some Saturday Night Live skit, this is not being stuck up. That sounds kind of like you're trying to make kind of a misogynistic comment, and you can say, oh no, I wasn't doing that, but you didn't explain yourself. But then it's on me to figure out that he was being misogynistic. Oh, I'm supposed to fit like that he wasn't being. It was a Saturday Night Live reference. And I said, you know, your comment didn't pass the vibe check. It's like, oh, you made it political. Good luck being stuck up. Well, you know what? There are men that like to do that to women. They like to do that to women. They can't admit that maybe they were coming across as a jerk and maybe they weren't being very humble. But you know, I just did him a favor. I deleted his comment. I'm going to have fun on my channel. Sorry that you made some obscure reference to like, I've seen Saturday Night Live in the past, but I haven't really watched TV like continuously in like 16 years. And even in the past, if I watched Saturday Night Live, I wasn't watching every single like episode. And if you assume that I know every like joke that you make, and this has been something that goes on with like more conservative leaning white guys, like I will see them go to a long hair lady who has blonde hair. They wouldn't do that with her. They'll do it with me because obviously I talk about being Middle Eastern, and I hate to say it, they'll never see this, but they like to do like this otherization, and they do like to do it, and they think it's cool. And if you don't get in on their joke, they will criticize you, and they will tell you that you're stuck up. But then I come back and I'm like, why aren't you more humble? Why can't you apologize? Because a white conservative man, he'll never apologize for being slightly more rude to like somebody that doesn't look white, Anglo-Saxon, Protestant. They're not going to apologize for that. They're just not. Like, because this is a thing. They think it's okay. Like, to be like that way to be otherizations towards certain women, you know, that don't meet their criteria. And it's not okay, folks, but you know, it kind of, this is why I'm not gonna you know, I know you guys want like some sort of culture war right now, like there are some conservatives, like that's just what they want. I don't know, they want it really bad, but I'm not gonna fall for it. I'm like, you know, if you want to come to my videos and write something that's kind of weird, you don't want to explain yourself, you don't take ownership for writing a kind of cringe comment, and you tell me that it's my job to investigate and figure out that you were being funny, but it wasn't funny. Because I see, like, we're not blind bats, like, especially in the long hair space or any niche really. We will see videos for other people, and we will see what you write to them, and then what you think is okay to write on my videos. And that doesn't make me stuck up. It just kind of makes you look like a jerk. That's all. So if you want to be that conservative guy, like, I guess Trump is your target audience, and he must be really funny. And I just sometimes don't think you guys are funny. Like, it's not cool. You guys aren't cool. Like, we don't think that you're like more hip because you write some weird comments in my videos, you know? What else should I talk about in the long hair space? Okay, so I love long hair, and I love growing hair long. But there's a little bit of racism with long hair too, okay? It exists, okay? Like, for instance, there are long hair fetish websites, right? And, like, I don't look at these things. I don't care about these things. But I've looked it up in the past where the long hair fetish guys, they like a certain type of long hair lady, but if she has curly or wavy hair, they don't like that as much. They like it straight, and they like it blonde. And you know, you can have your preference, but there are other kinds of people in the world. You know, we don't all look like one person, and if you're just here to be funny, it's not funny. Thank you. Well, you're not American, so you're not gonna fall for this like American rhetoric, and I don't know, and I don't think all guys are like this. I think most guys are cool, but if somebody is not my super fan, I can tell who's my real like supporter and who actually really likes me and my content and who has a beautiful, humble heart, because like they have enough empathy, they have enough kindness, they have enough humility to admit when they mess up. Like, and if you're a man, you should be able to do this, because this is part about treating humans and each other with respect, dignity, kindness, and especially if you claim to be Christian, and I know a lot of these guys do, you should have enough Christian humility to admit that maybe you messed up. Oh, sorry, I didn't get your hilarious joke. But it's just kind of weird, like, I'm sorry, but anytime you write cowbell on any woman's video, like, I'm not dum-dum. And I'm sorry I didn't get your reference, but it doesn't come across as you were being nice, supportive, and respectful. But apparently I'm stuck up because I didn't get your joke. But, oh yeah, you decided to write cowbell on my video. But you didn't do it with a blonde lady. You did it with me. Like, we know what's up. Like, we know the score. Like, I don't think you wrote that comment because, like, oh, you thought it was funny and you were thinking about a Steve Watkins video. I think you were just looking, like, for something to write that kind of made you feel better than. And I think it's kind of gross, guys. I do. It's a very, like, a lot of American guys that are more conservative, they do that. And then they don't take ownership for, like, when they are rude to somebody. It's like, it's always on you as a woman. Like, according to them, if you don't get their joke, like, somehow you lack a sense of humor. No, like, sometimes your joke isn't funny. Like, sometimes your joke isn't funny to other people. Sometimes your joke just comes across kind of rude. And I guess it's up to me to just leave your comment up there. Like, next time I see something about a cowbell, I guess I'm supposed to just leave it on my video, like, or it's up to me to, like, to investigate and figure out what you meant. But if you did not give context to your joke, and I'm supposed to just think, oh, how funny, I like that song. I don't look up every reference to a certain song on Saturday Night Live. And that doesn't make me stuck up. It just means that you didn't pass the vibe check. You didn't pass the vibe check because and this is happening in America right now. Certain women that don't look a certain way, that don't look Anglo-Saxon Protestant Trump-esque enough, they're not going to get comments like that. You're going to leave that comment on my video, friends, and I'm not dum-dum, okay? I'm not a dum-dum. We see where you guys comment. We know what you do. We can look at your comment history. We know what channels you subscribe to. You're not leaving comments like that for other long-haired women that look a certain way. You're leaving them on the videos of women that might have darker hair or don't see the world as you do. And it just came across as kind of weird. And maybe I read a lot into it, but for you to tell me that I'm stuck up, not really. You just were being rude and you have no humility in your heart. And it's not my job to teach you how to be more humble. Like, sometimes men mess up. And I know in this world of alpha males and in this world of incel time and big beautiful Bill, that a lot of men don't want to admit that, hey, maybe some of your comments are cringe. But hey, sometimes their comments are cringe. Just a little tiny bit. Like, it's weird. But you know, hey, I guess I should have just looked that comment up and tried to figure out what he meant. But if it wasn't... And I just wanted to say something too. I'm wearing red, white, and blue because progressive American women, left-leaning liberal women in America, who could sometimes have some of their more own conservative takes in their personal life. Like, I don't believe in drinking, smoking, and partying. Like, I would say my life, like the way I live, is very, very, like, conservative compared to some Americans who claim to be conservative politically. But I believe in a progressive lifestyle, like where we have social safety nets for people. I didn't even think that had to be progressive. To me, that's just being humanitarian. But we're like following the UN Universal Charter of Human Rights, which I know a lot of conservative guys, they don't like that. And to me, liberty means everybody has an equitable life, an equitable chance, an equitable opportunity, and that we don't give like corporate entities like more opportunities, or people with a large amount of money more opportunities than the average American. Like, because right now in America, like, the American dream is much more unattainable for the average American who lives in, because I've seen a lot of people that really, really want to own their own business. They want to do well, and they try. They do everything that they can, but it's much more difficult when you're starting down here than when you're starting up there. Like, opportunities are given like, for instance, the whole thing about the big beautiful bill is it's giving more opportunities to people who have more money and making burdens harder on people who have less money. And anybody who has a left-leaning position on this, or just sees the world from a left-leaning way, like, heaven forbid, but they're going to tell you, oh, that you're taking it too seriously and you're looking at things too seriously. But I just don't think it's okay to talk about cowbells. Like, when was that ever okay to talk about a cowbell? And you know, when you say the word cowbell on a woman's video, like, what are you trying to say? It just never comes across as funny. It just doesn't come across as funny. I don't know what that means. But yeah. Thank you. So some of them think that they're very funny. They're like, oh, look at us. Like, we're hilarious. Like, we make jokes. But at the end of the day, I guess in the future I should just leave a joke alone if I don't get it. And it's my job to research every comment and figure out what your intention is. Or you could just think, like, use some common sense. I don't think I would, like, well, for instance, let's say I made a joke, like, about gigolos. And I went to some guy's video and I was, like, saying something about a gigolo and didn't give any context and just left a comment to some random person that I don't really know much about, but I would think that was hilarious and I should figure it out. sometimes we don't know the context of everything you post. That doesn't make somebody stuck up. It just means that you didn't want to explain yourself, and when what you posted might have come across a lot different, maybe you should have thought about it. But you don't want to have enough humility to admit sometimes, hey, and I don't know, at the end of the day, you go ahead, you go off, be conservative. I didn't ever want to make my channel a political space. At the end of the day, whatever political party you have, that's your choice. I really am not going to keep you from it. No, I'm not. Irony. I really say go pick up whatever political party you want. When it comes to politics, all I believe is people should vote. But to be honest with you, I would like to see more bills passed that help the American people. Now, we did not have a bill passed, but Democrats could be better about that too. I don't think corporate Democrats are doing that either. Irony is maybe somebody like Zidani, who they all are really mad at right now, he might be awakening people that we need to rectify certain things with the cost of living, because Trump doesn't care. Corporate Democrats don't care. But at the end of the day, I am going to still vote, but when it comes to politics, I'm not going to go organize. I'm not going to protest. I'm not doing any of that. But I sometimes just share my viewpoints on things. And I know that I don't look a certain way, and making a reference to a cowbell seems okay towards me because, I don't look a certain way. So it's okay for guys to talk about cowbells in my videos, I guess. And they want to do that on other women's videos. But you know what? Have at it, dudes. If you're conservative and you think it's okay to talk about a cowbell without explaining yourself, that's so random. Maybe you just weren't funny. Have you ever thought about that guy? No, that would not enter my mind at all. It's just, but apparently I'm supposed to leave your jokes alone and investigate what you mean if it doesn't have context, And heaven forbid I didn't get that a particular song I liked had been used a certain way on Saturday Night Live. Heaven forbid. I still think you could apologize, but you won't, Thanks for watching.